Yes, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're all well. Hope you all had a good Tuesday. Big up to everyone who's in here so far. Hope you'll be more joining shortly. Obviously, Yellow Flash, good to see you, Mike. As always, good to see you, mate. Dribble, good to see you as well. Look, Jem's going to be with us shortly. He is just on a call. He arrived back yesterday. He's brought the weather with him, so it's been absolutely miserable here, but we have a match preview to do today. Obviously, for the huge game between Napoli and Chelsea. Massive consequences for both teams, really. We've obviously got to get as high as we possibly can within the obviously the league to hopefully get qualification, or it's something that we go into a playoff. But I don't know what is better. You guys might know more than me about this, where it's better to be placed, etc. Dreamer, you are here. Good. Did you get the notification this time? Not sure whether Gem monetized it, so it meant that everyone got their notifications. But did you get your notification this time? I'm glad to see you this time, though, mate. Missed you yesterday. Nothing to the soul. Hope you're well, mate. Yeah, so obviously we've got a big game tomorrow. All games are actually at 8 o'clock. So it's going to be a very big game, big day where it's dramatic. Teams are going to go higher, teams are going to go lower. Is Twitter down for people? Seems to be working for me. Yeah, it seems to be working for me. I'm not sure what's happened there. But yes, so obviously it's been some big news today as well. I don't know how much more obvious this could be, but we were obviously were very much interested in Douglas Luiz. We put the PR briefs out there that we're looking for some sort of backup or experience to get us through to the end of the season. Doesn't seem to be the case, though. It doesn't seem to be the case, as per obviously what David Ornstein came out with earlier. So 3 hours ago, obviously, we had Aston Villa set to sign Douglas Luiz on a loan plus an option to buy. So it's not even, obligation, just an option, which is interesting, right? Because we all felt that, look, if it was potentially an option, if it didn't go well, we were able to say, look, we'll call it and he can go back. Thank you for your time. But very clearly, obviously, what's happened here is that we are, I think we lost the battle to get him, clearly. And it seemed that he was obviously wanting to ensure that he got top four, let's say. I don't know. But it was just very typical. And this was obviously, fine. But then clearly this was the icing on the cake, which I think we all were laughing about earlier. Chelsea declined to pursue Douglas Luiz after an initial inquiry for Juve midfielder. Chelsea considered the 27-year-old, regarded as a good system fit, but intend to prioritise Andre Santos and other members of the squad. Lavia and obviously Sugo. So there we have it. Seems a little bit suspicious, if you ask me. And I obviously know there was other things with regards to, I think, Fabrizio Romano saying that Douglas Luiz wasn't the only one. He was one of the potential backups. Haven't really seen much momentum of there being anyone else. Obviously, I know there's been Kante, Neves. Has there been much momentum on that? I doubt it. Because look, we have how many days left of the window? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you count the 5th being the first, so 4 days left. 4 days left of the window. Standard, typical Chelsea PR brief that they are looking to be busy in this window. We're looking to get centre-backs. We're looking to get this. We're looking to get that. And we get nada. We get nothing. But what makes me laugh, and this is what I think really highlights about the whole Romeo Lavia thing as well, is we were in the same situation last year with the midfield situation where we were trying to recall Santos, do something because of what happened with Lavia. And we were then concerned about Caicedo getting injured, Enzo Fernandez getting injured, and look what happens. So, but anyways, I hope all of you are doing well. If you can, for me, as a big favor, if you can smash the likes, that'll be fantastic. If you can smash the likes, that'll be fantastic, because currently we've got 16 likes, which is fantastic, but there's 22 of you here in the building so far. So if the remaining are able to like it, that'd be great. And if you guys have just joined, Jem is joining shortly. He is just on a call at the moment with Egg Barley to probably ask what the hell is going on at the moment. But he will be with us shortly. So if you're here to watch Jem, he will be here shortly. So in the meantime, you've got me, the beautiful me. But going on to a bit more news from today, I wanted to look into this as well. Obviously from Dodgers came out of this. Under the new ownership, Chelsea have started the last 3 seasons without a front of shirt sponsor. They apparently want at least 60 million per season and will not settle for anything less. Yet, despite claiming for weeks ago they were close, nothing has happened. What do you think, guys? Asking for 60 million and nothing less. What this screams to me is like they're inept. It is predictable, Mike. You're right. You are right. It is predictable. The moment we're supposed to be in for an experienced player, nothing materializes. Funny that. Yeah, it's just funny. Yeah, he's done it again. What's crazy, though, about the whole thing is that this front of shirt sponsor thing, right, is times have changed. I think like Ben Jacobs said a few weeks ago when he came on our channel about how it's not the same as what it used to be where, you know, the club had the power. The sponsors have the power too now. And you're thinking for 60 million, there has to be some incredible guarantees for that. And they're playing on the fact that obviously they won the Club World Cup, etc. But they're not really showing much for that. Let's be honest. They've not bought well to then showcase that we are on the up again. Because to be honest, there's probably a lot of, sponsorship, or companies now being very coy about potentially, going to Chelsea because they just don't know what's going to happen. And the negativity around the club as well. It just shows it's a shambles from top to bottom, really. It's not just on the pitch and the players we're bringing in. It just shows that from a business standpoint, which, let's be honest, these billionaires, this is what they claim that they were good at. They can't even get these sort of fundamentals right either. It's just crazy. It's crazy. But look, we've obviously got the main part, which obviously is the match preview. But I thought I wanted to kind of just pick up on a few points which have happened today and understand what kind of people's thoughts were on it. Really, I mean, look, I liked Infinite Athletic or Athlete, whatever it was. I actually think, because obviously in my industry, that my company I work in and the business I own is branding. And actually from a branding standpoint as well, I thought it looked really attractive. Do you know what we should do? We might as well just put Cole Palmer's logo on there, because tell you what, that was unreal. What an unreal logo that was. Awesome. Love everything about that. Let's just put that on there. And obviously then talking about Cole Palmer as well, we had the news that he won't be going at all. He's untouchable. Sky Carver came out explaining that, it's got to be some sort of exceeding even the levels of what Neymar was with going through to PSG or Saudi or whatever it was. So it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Damac was good. But this is the thing, right? We can't. I thought we were close to getting a front of shirt sponsor. Sorry. So what are you saying here? Freak Bees, I hope you're well. Commercially, we didn't impress so far. Yeah. It's crazy, right? It's kind of like what's it in real simple terms? You kind of done like a really mediocre job in your company that you work for. And yes, you might have exceeded some targets, but to get the big bucks, you had to really hit every single target to then get your pay rise. And that's almost what it is. It's like you may have got one target out of the 5, but you're still saying, well, no, I still want that money though. It's a joke. GT, big up. I hope you're well, mate. knowing Cole Palmer, he's going to score tomorrow and take off the shirt. And yeah, I mean, I don't know whether he's is he going to be playing tomorrow? I don't know if anyone heard anything of the injury news at all from Liam Rossini. I don't know whether he said something along the lines of it's just one day too early for him. I thought I saw, but we'll see. We will see. Jimmy Blue, I hope you're well. I hope you had a good day. But yeah, I'm not sure. Does anyone know about the injury news on him at all? And likewise, if anyone sees any news coming out at all on Twitter or anything like that, yeah, let me know. But there was one thing loosely I saw, and I don't know how big the links were, about Endrick and that we were potentially trying to go for him in the summer. Oh, it's a press conference not even happened yet. Fair enough, Dreamer. Oh, fair enough. I didn't realise. I thought it was on before. But yeah, did anyone else see that link on Endrick with Chelsea at all? Oh, look, it's the Cole Palmer. Matt, is Disasi staying? I heard Orny saying he's getting sold. I heard today that isn't there like kind of a bit of momentum of him going to West Ham or something, and they're trying to release a couple of players to bring him in. Who knows? I mean, look, the whole Raheem Sterling thing as well. One story was saying that he's going to be staying now until the end of the summer. Some are saying that he is definitely gone by the end of January. I mean, to be honest, I understand as a player, you sign a contract, you can run it down and bleed the club dry. But for the sake of yourself as a player and the respect for the game, I know you're on a lot of money and, why not try and keep that if you can? But for the respect for yourself, Raheem, just take your pay cut or try and negotiate something to terminate the contract, because I think it's crazy that you stayed at the club for as long as you have, knowing that you're not going anywhere. It's mental. It's crazy. So it was West Ham and Crystal Palace. Obviously, Palace might try a dry loan. Yeah, this is great, isn't it? I saw this today as well about Yildiz. Obviously, it's a player that I think we're all very fond of. Looks like he's going to be signing a contract until 2031, something like that. So yeah, it's crazy. But I think that was a bit of a pipe dream, to be honest, because look, I think if he was going to be available on the market, I think it's not just us who would be on high alert. I think a lot of the other big boys would be interested, and I think we'll just fall to the wayside again. I think where we are as a club now, and I don't know whether you guys feel the same, but I feel we're very much the same as what Arsenal were like a decade ago, where we were kind of just figuring out what to do. We kind of were getting just top four, weren't getting the top players. We were holding on to the heritage of what we did have. And yes, I know obviously Chelsea probably had done a lot more in the short-term success than Arsenal have done a decade ago. But I feel like from a transfer point, we're not really going for the big guns, really. And like, I'm not saying Enzo's the same as Ozil, but you've got your Enzo being that Ozil signing, and barring maybe a couple more. But yeah, it just feels like that. But anyways, some of the news is out the way. Big game we've got tomorrow is obviously Napoli. There he is, little Reggie Walsh behind me. Yeah, so big game tomorrow. And I think it's not just for us, it's for everyone. And let's have a look to see where the kind of standings are at the moment and what the implications could be for us. If obviously... in terms of where we could stand at the end of it. So let me just get this up. Jem should be joining shortly, GT. He is on a call. He said he was going to be about 15 to 20 minutes late. So again, apologies everyone if you were here to watch Jem. He will be here. He was flying back yesterday, so he wasn't able to join, but he will hopefully be able to join later today. But if you guys are here to see Jem, I'm sure he'll be 100% here tomorrow. So please stay if you want to see me. And look, here's yours truly. He is just coming in a second. I can see him in the back end. So anyways, we obviously how it stands at the moment. That is this is the Champions League table. So where we are at the moment is 8th, right? And that means the automatic. But I'm not sure, obviously, from what Daly has said and what other people have said, where is the magic spot for us to be in the league? Do you think? Where do you think? I don't know. I don't know what Daly or whatever has said about where we need to be. Yellow flash, my man, good man. Look, no comment. No one's here to see Jem. We're here to see you. Fair play, fair play. Who knows? Maybe a club signs to Sassy out of nowhere. We don't know. Look, we can only dream, Cole Palmer. Hey, we can only dream. Yeah, sorry. It's a technical term like for the back end of the, the computer, let's say, in the studio. But yes, I do understand. So where do we need to be so it is top 8. So we do need to be top 8. Is there, do we just want automatic and that's it? Because I know when we weren't in the automatic, there was particular places that we needed to be in, and that meant that we could play certain teams. Is it just now look, we just got to get automatic and that's it? Otherwise, it's going to be a bit more of a slog. I mean, I don't know whether you guys can see it at all, but looking at our goal difference, it's still very tight. Like we are on 6 goal difference, obviously on 13 points. Whereas Napoli, it's almost for them. They have to win tomorrow, really, because they're not even in the kind of the playoffs. So it's going to be a really intense game. I mean, look, being at Napoli anyways it's a hard stadium to play at. We've obviously got the reunion of the Snake Lukaku and obviously Conte. And I don't know how they're doing in their league at the moment, but I think they're doing pretty well. I think they're top, aren't they? Oh no, they're 4th. So they're doing, they're 4th at the moment, 4 points off 2nd. Okay, so Inter are completely cruising at the moment. So they're in 4th position. So their actual form is they've only won 1 of their last 5 games in the league as well. So that's very interesting. If we look at their form in the Champions League, they've only won 1 out of their last 5 too. So it seems that we've just started to, pick up our form slightly as well. So it's going to be very, very interesting. So Goddard, you're saying that Napoli is struggling with injuries. Okay, interesting. Tammy Abraham has been unveiled as a Villa player. Is that right? Let's have a look. Oh, I was trying to get Charlie on today, but he's actually at Gatwick. He's on his way to the Napoli game. So we're going to try and get Charlie on next week. So I think it was great to see him on there. But yeah, so Tammy Abraham's obviously been unveiled now. Let's just get that up. Obviously, I really like Tammy Abraham. I thought he did actually very well at Chelsea under Lampard. I thought it was a really good stint he had. It's just at that point, I think, we needed to go that next step ahead. But I thought he did incredibly well for us, considering, look at what we've kind of got since. So I think that's a good signing. I think what was weird about it, though, is that he was at Roma on loan at Besiktas, but then Besiktas bought him off of Roma to then allow him to go permanently to Villa. So I think that's a good signing. I think it's a good signing for them. Once again, they are obviously, is that Marlin? I assume Marlin's then gone. I think, did he go to Roma? Anyways, but yeah, very, very interesting. Jem was in the studio, but he's now disappeared, so I'm not sure what's happened there. But we might as well go ahead and look at kind of the team lineup for tomorrow. So let's get FootMob up. Let's have a look. So who do we think, guys, is going to be playing tomorrow? What do we feel our predictions are for the team? Obviously, I know we've got the press conference at 6:30, so we'll probably find out a little bit more from injury news. But there's nearly 40 of you here, guys. So if you can smash the likes, it's great. 22 of you have already, which is great. So thank you very much for liking it. But if the rest of you can, that'll be amazing. So we got Sanchez in goal, right? Okay, yeah. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. So Sanchez in goal. So and again, obviously from the match reactionist, I thought he had a really good game. If I put my team and then we can dissect and we can change. Oh, this is tough. The right back is always a difficult one now. This is tough. What do we think about right back? Are we going to have Reece in midfield, or do we believe that it's going to be Gusto, or do we think Reece is going to be right back? What do we think? So, Goddard, you're saying shouldn't really change that much from the Palace game. I agree. I mean, in terms of the wingers, I think the wingers I want to keep the same as what we did. Having Neto on the left, Esteval on the right, I think that would be great. I've just got a sneaky suspicion that the fact that Garnacho didn't play against Palace, I think that means he's playing on Wednesday. Reece won't be right back ever again. Look, they've obviously got to try and help him out. Okay. So Reece in midfield, Freak the Beat is saying, okay, let's do it like this. Let's try this. But so I assume then, and it's a shame because I think Santos has had a good game. He had a good game against Palace. I don't think Palmer's going to be ready. So I think we're going to be doing this. So this is what I think in terms, and I don't agree with it, but I believe it's going to be this. That's what I think the team might be. Not sure what you guys think. I just feel they're going to try and go for more experience. I don't know what you guys think in terms of this lineup. It could be this. We could have it so it's got more of Neto on the left, Esteval on the right again. Or could we see a Garnacho on the left, Esteval on the right, Reece at right back, Enzo and Caicedo, and then Palmer in there. What do we think? What do we think? Oh, the big dog is here.
What's happening?
The dog is here. Everyone, Gem is home.
Sorry, guys. I think the first day back's just been well too much. I wish it never returned, but here I am. here I am back in this country.
You certainly brought the weather back.
In a blimmin' jumper as well. Look at me with my hoodie up, hat on. You know what I mean? I'm back. But big up every single one of you that are here. Obviously, big up Matt for starting this. I've been a bit behind with everything, guys. And what have I missed? What's been going on?
Yeah, we've just been talking about the circus news from today, really, about Douglas Luiz, and obviously not happening. And then the briefs coming out that they're potentially looking at internal solutions for that. And then we were talking about front the shirt sponsor again, because Chelsea Dodgers came out obviously saying, I think it was a statement which came from an article saying that it's 3 seasons in a row now that we've not had front shirt sponsor. And then we were just talking about just general other bits. And then we've just now gone on to kind of team lineups and what we think potentially it could be.
There's one bit of news that I saw earlier on today, which I actually wanted to talk about. And it was to do with the whole
take the lead.
Douglas Luiz, and Lavia back in or something. I can't take over because my mouse is broke, so bit of a pain in the ass. But there's a tweet from Piss himself about
let me get up.
Douglas Luiz and Chelsea deciding that they're relying on internal solutions because Lavia has touched grass apparently. So
is that just did Pies come out of that not long ago?
Yeah, I think it was Pies. I also had a message from Benji, I think, while he was on. He said link him. Oh, we haven't seen Benji in ages, have we?
Right, let me share my screen and then you can just tell me when to stop.
Is Pies? Not Pies. Is Is everyone hitting the likes, guys, or what? Like, I feel like
Yeah,
no
I
one's
know.
hitting.
There is, over 40 people here. I've said 22 have liked it, so
Yeah.
they won't listen to the substitute teacher. They have to listen to you. So
You're not a substitute, man. You're as equally important. Mate. That one
so
there, isn't it? Chelsea midfield. No, this is the one about Douglas Luiz and Lavia. Who was that? Someone know in here? Someone in the chat will know about this comment. GT,
there we
Mike.
go. Chelsea declined to pursue Louise as Romeo Lavia is now back in training.
Yeah, open this up.
Sugo will be back in 3 weeks. They have Enzo Santos and Caicedo. Sky Carver.
Yeah, I mean, do they know that it's Lavia? Are they aware that it's Lavia? This is a player that can't keep himself fit throughout a course of 2 games, and now their answer is, "Oh, Lavia's back. Let's just not get anyone and rely on Santos and Lavia." Like Santos, all right, cool. He's been showing consistency. Was it Ormstein? Yeah, it might have been Ormstein, the Czech Ormstein as well. But the whole thing of Lavia touching grass, oh, we're saved. We don't need anyone. Is quite interesting. Is it because if he is available, it might limit his game time, which I don't think is a bad thing. I think we can all agree that if Lavia returns, he probably plays a couple of big games here and there, and other than that, you don't really see anything else. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, Chelsea declined. Can you zoom in a bit, if possible? Yeah. There we go. Yeah, Chelsea declined to pursue Douglas Luiz after initial inquiry for Juventus midfielder. CFC considered the 22-year-old Brazilian regarded as good system fit, but intends to prioritize Santos and other members of Liam Rossini's. I just don't believe that, Matt. I'm sorry. I don't generally believe that. There was also a tweet about Douglas Luiz choosing to go back to Villa over Chelsea as well, which I think is partly true.
It's pretty fair, right? I mean, look, he knows the club inside and out as well. So, I mean, at the same time, look, I think we would all be happy if it was a dry loan for 6 months. But if there was a push that there had to be some sort of an obligation, then I think I wouldn't really want to pursue that anyways. I just think what I don't understand, what I was saying to the guys in the chat earlier, we were in the same predicament this time last year because of Lavia as well.
Yeah, like, and we're going to keep relying.
We were then going to recall Santos, and that didn't happen. And then who was it we brought in the end? And then we let him go. It was some sort of like nobody who then went to Strasbourg in the end.
Yeah,
do you remember? It was all window. We were trying to bring a backup cover because Caicedo was on his last legs. We couldn't then have Reece there because Reece was still coming back into the team. Yeah, it's a nightmare.
Yeah, Amugu. Yeah.
Sorry,
we know David Luiz rejected us, these motherfuckers. And this is the thing. And this is what I'm saying. We're not stupid, bruv. We're not stupid. We know that Douglas Luiz decided to choose Villa over Chelsea. Yeah, people will go, why? It's not stupid. Why is it stupid? They're 10 points ahead of us in third. They got more chance of getting Champions League than what we have right now.
They're pushing for the title.
They could protect. If Man City are in the title race, Aston Villa are in a title race. You're right, they're in the title race. You've got to call them in. So Douglas Luiz going over there to support them and potentially aid maybe a little charge from their side makes sense. And this whole thing of Lavia's on the pitch, we see a picture of him today running like happy, like, and everything. Yeah, great. Good to have Lavia back. But you can see why 1 and 1 equals 2, Matt. Does that make sense? You see one picture of him release, and now all of a sudden it's Chelsea don't want Douglas Luiz. They realize they have Santos and Lavia, like they don't. That's why they've decided to pull away from it. It's bollocks. It's absolute bollocks.
I don't get how, it's trying to be like positive PR to almost like say that everything's fine, but we all know 2 games, he'll be out again.
Yeah, he will be. He will be. And that's the problem, isn't it? It's the fact that you can't rely on him. Do you know what I mean? And that's what initially like worries me with him, is that he comes in, we play him more, he gets injured, he's out again. We've only got Santos Sugu's injured again with a thigh problem. How long's he out for? A month, I think, maybe. Like, we're not really in the greatest position.
It's bloody hard.
However, the one place that I will not really forgive him on is the centre backs, because all of this month again, we were told about Chelsea really want to strengthen the centre backs. Tossin's out and injured. We don't know for how long. Jeremy Jacquet looks like the opportunity, the player that we're looking to bring in. But then all of a sudden now it's the talks of, Bayern Munich and someone else are interested. they want a summer switch. They want him to stay till the summer and then come over to wherever he's going to go. So what are we doing again? And the answer to the question is we're doing nothing, like we always do. This is why when I'm on Twitter and I'm predicting and I'm like, yeah, it's predictable or whatever, when I see these comments, if you look at, I think it might have been this tweet actually, I commented on this tweet saying pretty predictable or something like that. They think we're stupid. We're not stupid.
But I think what it is they probably, and I don't want to say like we know more than, but I think for just like it's really hard to put it into words, but it's not like we all know the ins and outs of Chelsea throughout. We're so passionate about everything, but I think it's just it's the casual Chelsea fans, which I think a lot of like this new wave potentially are. I'm not saying young or whatever, but there just seems to be like a social media Chelsea fans, whatever. They're just all let's get clicks, but I think we're just also street savvy and streetwise with it now. We just read through it. Like you predicted, I don't know, it was like a couple of weeks ago, you said, I guarantee by Wednesday, if there's nothing coming out about it, we won't get him. And it's like, you were just saying that, but it's so true. And it's so predictable. And I just think it's such a farcical now for these massive journalists, like a Sky Carver or whatever, that it's just so obvious that they're in the pockets with them, to come out with this stuff because they want to keep the relationship sweet between Sky Sports News and getting exclusives, and it's just laughable at the end of the day. It's absolutely laughable.
Yeah, it is, mate. We've got two tweets here as well that we can look at. One is from Sky Cover, who says that Jeremy Jacquet has expressed a preference for joining Chelsea despite interest from multiple clubs. Talks are ongoing between Rennes and Chelsea about a deal. Ideally, Rennes want to keep the player until the summer. Again, he's not breaking anything new, nothing that we didn't know. And this is why I'm saying with these journals, you just got to read them between the lines. What he said there doesn't tell me again that he wants Chelsea, other than him saying he's expressed the preference, right? So effectively, the fact that he's mentioned despite interest from multiple clubs, I don't know how much I believe that. I hope that it's true, but I don't know how much I believe it. And I'll tell you why. Because if we were keen on this guy, and I'm telling you how, and this is how the board moves. If we were keen on this guy and we really wanted him, we would have got this done within at least 3-4 days from when we were linked to him. You wouldn't be sitting there a week later still wondering if Jeremy Jacquet, 2 weeks later, wondering if Jeremy Jacquet is going to be coming to Chelsea and playing. It's just not. It's not happening.
Chelsea to me now, and it's a really good saying I always use. Chelsea are an empty vessel which make the loudest noise. There is nothing to what they say. They talk too much. And to me, I'd prefer.
Yeah, we would. We'd have it wrapped, GT. Now it's true. We'd be done by now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and so I believe Chelsea is just an empty vessel makes the loudest noise. They feel that they want to put it out there that they're doing all this important business, but then they seem to think that we're just going to forget about this happening. It's like, no, we've got all these receipts to say you're going to do this and this and this. You can't then just go, oh, don't worry, they'll just forget about it because we're just going to talk about a new player now. It's farcical.
No, but they also think they're clever. They think we're stupid and they think they're very clever. But what they don't realize is we have got to the point now where we can predict whether we're actually going to get anywhere or not. We really is. Is that a glass of wine, Matt? Love that.
Vodka. It's what they're doing to me.
Fabrizio Romano's comment here. Chelsea are still considering some midfield options, but it was a no to the conditions wanted by Juventus for Luiz. Chelsea didn't even want a buy option included. He wasn't important for their project, just a fourth choice midfielder. That's definitely come from us. That's from them. You just know that.
They would never, they would never say that to a player. Like, you're going to be fourth choice. Like, then, what a way to sell the project to Luiz, right? Like, as if he's going to go, yeah, I really want to be that player who's just never going to cut. Like, it would just never happen. It's just, it's complete BS.
Absolute BS as well. Guys, please make sure you're smashing the likes. We had over 50 people here. Now we've got 35. We've been left. People have left us. Keep tapping the screens and sharing it out. I know it's a busy time, nearly 6 o'clock. Tomorrow, I think we'll try and get a countdown in tomorrow as well for the Napoli game at 8 o'clock. We'll probably be here about 5:30. We'll be all the way till like we did last time with the team news, where we will be going through that as well. And we'll try and get Ben Jacobs in before the end of the week, right? I think that's the aim, trying to get Ben Jacobs in as well. And talk about Ben's, there's another Ben in town, Ben G. Ben G. Shield.
What's
He's
going on,
he's
fellas?
been
What's
hiding.
going on,
He's
my
been hiding
people?
for a while. I've not seen him. You know what's been
Nah, I've
happening,
actually,
Benji?
not too much. I'm just trying to put on my camera, to be honest. Um, yeah, I'm
MTV
chilling.
Cribs.
I'm chilling.
Rob's son.
What?
Show us
Is that
your man.
Rob,
Show us
is
your
that
man,
is
Benji.
that Rob's son with the fucking background as well? That's like Rob's background, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Like
Oh,
uncle, like
life's
nephew. That's
good.
what they
Life's
say.
good, Benji.
Yeah, come on now. I'm a student. Come on now. No, but
Oh,
no,
Benji's got win.
I've been good. I've been having 10 exams. I passed all of them, so I pretty much just been
Well done.
focused.
Congratulations on that, mate. Well done.
Appreciate it. So yeah,
How
what's the
many more you got to
conversation?
go?
What have I missed, fellas?
You're not missing much other than Chelsea doing what Chelsea do, right, in transfer window, which is becoming
Pretty
quite
much.
quite
Yeah.
the common stuff, which is like Douglas Luiz. All of a sudden, we don't want him. We have Lavia. He's touched grass, so he's back, which means we don't need him, and we're going to rely on Santos and Lavia. That's the
Yeah.
first bit of news. And then you've seen this Jeremy Jacquet news where we're still supposedly linked, even though multiple clubs are interested. But I keep saying to these lot, Benji, the way that this club moves, if we don't get things done within a certain period of time, 3-4 days as of when announced, we tend to not get anything after that. So I'm only going on the basis that we've probably realised that he's probably not just committing to us, which is what we want as a club. We want all players to commit themselves to joining the ruler, the king in Egbali. They need to bow down to
Yeah.
his feet for them to spend the money. And we haven't. He probably hasn't done that. And he's seen that Bayern Munich have knocked on the table. He's probably seen that Arsenal or Man United or Liverpool, or whatever, are probably also interested in him. And now we're at a position where we're nearly at the end of the window. We've not got any defenders when we're being told Chelsea are looking into defenders. Then we get told we're going to get a midfielder, and now we're being told that we're not. Well, we're not getting Douglas Luiz, but we're still looking. And forget about the attack. So same shit, really, is with us in the transfer window.
Same shit.
Yeah.
Different way, isn't it?
Same shit, different window, right? That's what we should call it. Same shit, different window.
I wouldn't really say I have a shocking opinion. I
Wow, we
just
want
think
to anyway.
no. I just think I would not be surprised if we don't get Jeremy Jacket. I just call him JJ. It's so much easier. I would not be surprised if we don't get JJ, and then the briefing says, "Oh no, we trust Sar and Anselmino and Josh Achampong because we didn't want to push Josh out." I would not be surprised if that happens. But for me, the focus remains the same. We have to strengthen that backline. Not only when I say strengthen, I don't really mean strengthen that much. I just say improve the areas we're absolute shit in, meaning in the air, and please get us some pace in the backline. That's pretty much what we need. Jacket ticks both boxes, in my opinion. I've said
How good is he for you? How good is he? Because I've not spoke to you about him actually. How good is he?
He's a very, 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 very good CB, to be honest. Of course, he's 19. He's raw, yes, but he doesn't really play like he's 19. That's always a tick I give to young players. When someone like an Andre Santos doesn't really play like he's 20, 22, 23. He plays a little bit more maturely and older. So that's always a positive that I give him. Meaning, I think he takes information and learns very quickly. Of course, he comes from Stade Rennais. They have a beautiful academy, and he's been playing with, senior players for about a good 2-3 years now. So he's pretty much been learning on the job, and can make mistakes, and other can cover for him. Is he ready for the step? Well, yes and no. I wouldn't really say Chelsea is the environment for him to keep on improving. He's not going to be the main man. I think Liverpool would be a so much better move for him. They need to move on Konate anyways. And him next to Van Dijk, because Van Dijk, he's turning into a Thiago Silva. He cannot run the longer distance and this distances anymore. He needs someone that's young, aggressive, and that has that spring of legs that can just do all the dirty work. He's pretty much just going to be a sweeper. But if we get him, whoop-de-doo. No, I mean, yay. And if we don't, then whoop-de-doo. I'm not really going to complain too much. I do believe we have enough. I believe if you just trust in what you have in the Josh and Sara, I do believe you wouldn't really hurt that much, in my opinion. But yeah, let's see. The attack, to be honest, I'm not really gonna talk about it. I've said I've said my piece. I think we have enough for now. I wouldn't really strengthen in attack right now. The only thing I would do
You
is
think
just
our attack's
strengthen.
perfect?
No,
You
I
think
wouldn't. Nothing in life is perfect,
no, I mean, do you
at
think
the
it's
same,
good enough to be getting Champions
yeah,
League and all this type of thing?
yeah. It's 100% good enough to get Champions League. It's not good enough to win us the league though. It's not good enough to win us league. I 100% believe Delap, João Pedro, Pedro Neto, Estevao, Gittins, and Garnacho. I think all of them can get us Champions League. No, yeah, Champions League qualification. But I do not believe they can get us win the win the Champions League. I don't think we can win the league with them. That's why I keep on saying that for now, just leave it be. There's no reason to destroy that little chemistry that they have, in my opinion. We haven't really seen the full of Gittins yet. I've always said I don't really believe Gittins is that bad. It's just that Maresca made
Yeah.
him look absolute whack. And I said
Maresca's
this
fault.
for yeah, I
Okay.
said this for multiple players. Maresca looked Santos looked absolute dog shit. I was the one that said Hato needs to play more. And people say he's not ready. Well, look at him now, absolutely balling out off the bench or as a starter. Andre Santos looked very mature. We all knew this. We all wanted to see him earlier in the season, when Caicedo and the Enzos was having problem with the issues and the red cards and stuff.
Yeah.
But we saw Reece James instead. We understand why. Um, who else? To be honest, it's mainly them. Esteban needs to play a little bit more, either off the bench. Okay, he's been sick, having a little bit of injury. Cool. The only one Delap looks so much better, but looking better is not enough for me. That's what I always keep on saying. Looking better is the first step to improvement. Now, the next step is okay. Can you bang on now? João Pedro, very nice to see. You look
Yeah,
better,
he's
and
been
then you
improving,
banged
João
on.
Pedro. I think that's one
Yeah,
thing we can say. I think under
yeah.
Rosenior so far, João Pedro has looked much better, in my opinion.
100%.
Yeah,
Exactly,
spot
and that's what I keep on saying
yeah.
now. So looking better is one step. So okay, when you look better, okay, the performances is good, cool. Now we need the goals. João Pedro, I think the last two games, 2 for 2, if I'm not mistaken, one with the right and one with the left. Cool, perfect. Now can you keep that consistency, either with performances or with goals, maybe even assists? That would be nice. So that's what we need. I'm not really gonna sit here and complain too
Who
much
do you
about.
think? Who do you think are the main stands for who? I'll ask you both this. Who do you think are the main players that Rosenior in this short space of time has improved for you when you've seen them? Who you'd say they're
Uh,
looking?
I think it's probably the players you said now. Joao Pedro, I mean, I've always been a big critic of his, but we've always said this, Jem. He is a lot better in a number 9, but he just looks
I did say
more
that.
confident in being in the number 9 position. And he
We
played
both.
really well against Palace, took his goal really well, held up the ball well, and it was just a better player. And again, Santos as well was great.
That's true. Trevor Chalobah, I think, is
Yeah,
a good
Trev's
shout.
looks great. I mean, I would say the irony is I think the one player who's really almost regressed under Rosenior is Garnacho. He has
yeah,
looked dog, and like his ceiling was never high with me, anyways. I think you're always right, Benji. He's a real difficult player to watch, but he somehow builds the GA. But the last few games I've watched him, and he has just really been wasteful. And if that was a Gittins or a Pedro who were putting in those performances, we would be really on him more. So, and that's not saying we're all protecting Garnacho, but after what he did against Paphos, I thought that, and he tried to take on a player, slipped up and then pretended to be injured. Get out my club.
yeah.
I think Trev Chalobah's a good shout, and I think we should mention
I
him
agree.
because I think he's literally looked better under him. I think that weirdly enough, and I don't know if you agree with me so far, I don't think Cucurella has been that good under him, I don't think that's to do with. I don't think that's to do with manager. I think it's just fatigue. I think he's mental. I think we need to see more of Hato. If anything, what he's shown is that he trusts Hato more, and Hato needs to be playing more, in my opinion, in games where Cucurella doesn't need to play, where we can
Exactly.
play Hato, because Hato is a good player. I don't care what I was having this conversation with Pies when I was in Dubai with him 2 days ago. He said, I don't really see Hato as a good backup. That's why Cucurella plays most games. And I said, I don't know what you're watching, because the last couple of games, Hato's been really fucking good. Really good.
The thing the thing about Hato is people. I remember. I remember. When back to the playback times. I said Hato is the type. He's the David Alaba of this generation. That's what I said about him. Um, in terms of how he can play. Alaba was a phenomenal left back, and he was a phenomenal midfielder too for Austria. Could play both positions. Going forward, very good. Free kicks, very good. Um, Playing as a in between 10, when Pep started taking over that team and stuff, with the inverted fullbacks and one fullback gotta go up and one stays, phenomenal for that too. So that's what I called him. But certain Ajax fans on a certain platform said he was only at LCB in a back three, and he was only like how can I say? They took away so much from his qualities. I always say when you're 19, do you know how much you can actually develop? Like it's a different ball game if you tell me Hato is 25. Cool, I get it. Not too much to improve. You can still improve, but not too much. When you're 19, you're 6 foot, you have pace as a motherfucker. Uh he's aggressive, good positioning, very good going forward, and then we've been seeing him more now going forward. He played midfield this the last game, and he looked very comfortable. Slotted in with Andre with ease, no problem at all. So that's what I always keep on saying, that we have to take time with these plays, but at the same time, if you don't get results, there is no time. That's what I always keep on saying. So it makes sense why Hato pretty much didn't play, because Maresca he prioritized the results before anything, which I also highly respect. But at the same
Yeah, I
time,
mean,
you know what I said about Maresca. Don't complain about the squad when you haven't utilized it. That was my sole issue with him, and I said this multiple times on this platform.
what is
When
it that's different with Rafinha and Maresca in terms
he's
of?
using the damn squad. He's
Do you
using
think
the squad.
you also think it's a tactical thing, though? Do you look and think, well, the way he's playing? So look at Esteval, for example, the other game. He was
Yeah,
just out
but
of this world.
James,
You utilise him different.
tactically, we don't really look that much different
Well,
apart
yeah, I'll
from the
give you an
midfield.
example, right? Let me give you an example.
Yeah.
When we scored that first goal, when Enzo Fernandez pressed that guy and made him play the ball back, why was Esteval playing like a striker? Because João Pedro dropped into the pocket. They
Yeah.
rotated. They went like
Yeah.
that, and I've never seen that. And that's why we ended up taking the chance that obviously led to us scoring the first goal. It's the fact that there's a versatile element to where you play in this team. It doesn't mean you always stay in that position. It seems like they're very Esteval's in the 10, then he's on the right, then he's a striker, then do you know what I mean? Like everyone seems to just be
Yeah.
covering each other or filling each other's position if they're not in their position. And do you know what I mean? It's just very,
Yeah,
very,
it's more fluid.
very
It's
interesting
more
way
fluid.
of playing. It's more fluid, probably. Yeah. Enzo looks next level under the new manager. Enzo's always been.
Enzo's just I think he's had a very good season, Enzo. I just think the level's always been there.
Yeah, to be honest,
Well,
Enzo's just gonna get
apparently he's our
Enzo.
worst player of the season. So
I mean, if you look at even for the build up for the first goal, the pressing that he did, and then when you saw that goal go in and you saw the passion of what he did. I mean, look, obviously all players are passionate, of course, but you just see he just bleeds blue. Like everything about him, you just should love as a player.
So, and not just that, technically, he's very fucking good. And I was having this chat.
Immense, right? I mean, you saw
Jimmy.
He took his penalty really well. It was just slotted straight in the bottom right-hand corner. It's just overall, he was just.
Honest though, Matt, that game against Forest, I wasn't here for that, right? But I actually didn't think he'd done that much in the first half. And do you know why? Because him and Lerma were just following each other around the pitch.
Exactly.
It was like it kind of worked in Forest's favour, because what Lerma was doing was just following him everywhere he went, and so was Enzo, and they just kind of had this little bit of beef between them. Sorry, Palace, yeah. Palace.
And they had a bit of they were really going at each other.
Even at the end, did you not see when?
I know, yeah, he went straight into him, and I was like, "Oh, Enzo, careful!" Yeah.
I called him Enzo Dino at the end, where the ball got played out to him. Can you imagine Garnacho even attempting this? He controlled the ball on the side of his ankle, and then started doing kick-ups all the way talking down, and then he cut back inside and got fouled, and then they blew the whistle, and I was like, "That is Enzo Dino, mate."
Garnacho is getting fractured on his left foot if he's even tried it, to be honest. He's too skinny and he's too weak. Off the bench, I like him, but as a
Yeah.
starter, even to be honest, I've been saying this, this whole time. Garnacho off the bench as an impact sub is phenomenal, in my opinion.
Mm.
You need that type of sub. Some games, to be honest, sometimes he should just be on the bench, not even playing. In my opinion, sometimes when you really need that high line, you need that pace, and running in behind. If you play a Ange, Postecoglou type of line against Barcelona, for example, cool, play him. But not as a starter. But it's a sticky icky. So
Do
I
you think
think
Enzo's all right in that 10 though for you? Do you think like that?
yes, and yes. I've always said this. Buy Key Smith. Fuck this 10 shit. Fuck this 10 shit. Buy me Key Smith. I've been saying this for a very long time. Key Smith can play 6, 8, and 10. Way more technical than Enzo, in my opinion. He's not better on the ball. He's just more technical, more agile, more.
Yeah, he's just more of a dribbler, isn't he? Like he can get.
Yeah, right. He's more of a dribbler, better ball carrier, faster, stronger. So that's basically it. So he would like be a perfect, not replacement, but like he would be a perfect backup for Enzo, or even rotation if you need to play Andre and if you want to play Andre Caicedo and Keith Smith in the middle, that can work.
Either
We
way,
just have
Enzo
more
and
options.
Caicedo, they play too much, yeah, and this is the problem. We're still playing them well too much because we can't keep our main players fit. Cole Palmer's injured, Enzo's in there. Lavia was injured, Enzo and Caicedo are in there. You know what I mean? And they just can. There's no one to. We are. I'm more worried about losing one of them two. You know that if we lose one of them two, I think it'd just be detrimental to our season. I think we're.
I agree.
I think we're well fucked without them two. We got this comment here saying West Ham considered the Sassy loan and close on Traore deal. I hope so. The Sassy has interest from elsewhere. I say this every year. Get him out of my fucking club, man.
Honestly, every window's all this interest, and then it just never materializes. So
pick up Mosi as well. We've got a game tomorrow. I don't know if Matt just done his lineup, but
yeah, I did. I'll quickly share it. I've got to go in like 10 minutes, but
yeah.
So yeah, the lineup. I was trying to go through it with everyone, but
who did you go with?
Sanchez.
Yeah.
And then I had Cucurella, Chalobah, Fofana, and then we were trying to figure out who was going to be right back because we didn't know if Palmer was going to play, and that'll really determine who's going to play right back.
I don't think he's fit, is he? I don't think he's going to be fit, if I'm honest opinion.
Reece. All right. Palmer. So I'm going to put Gusto. And I'm going to put Reece.
Okay.
I'm putting Reece, Caicedo, Enzo in the 10.
Oh, he's going Reece in the middle. Caicedo. Well, it's the Champions League night away, right? So I get that. Yeah.
And this is where it's difficult for me now because I would like to see Esteval and Pedro Neto, but I think it's going to be Neto and Garnacho.
I don't think so.
Do you not think?
Be a low? No, because Napoli play a low block. The whole team is
injured. Who's up front?
This is really hard for me. I'd maybe.
I think it could be Delap,
You think he didn't play much the weekend, so yeah, that was my sort of team.
I don't think that's particularly wrong. I'm just changing. To be honest, you know what? To be honest, I could see this and just see Esteval as a super sub. Just go.
I don't think he should be doing it. I think he should. These are the games Esteval should be playing for me. We need to win the game. You need your best players on the pitch that are in the best form, that are giving you the most goals. Esteval, João Pedro, and Enzo Fernandez all have, I think, 13 goal contributions between them. Put them on the fucking pitch. Enzo and Esteval's combinations as well is really something that stands out for me. They're reading with each other. It's ridiculous. It's getting better and better in this team as well. We should be playing our players to win. I know we need to win every single game, but we need I'd start Esteval and take him off if we have to and put Gittins or Garnacho on later. Give him a break after, but we need to win.
Put Esteval on the right then, and then thinking, would you put Neto on the left, or would you have
Neto's got to play, even though he's fucking annoying, annoys the hell out of you. I actually think Delap and João Pedro is an interesting one because João Pedro played the whole game and Delap didn't, but I can see Delap playing in this type of game. I don't know if you guys agree with that. I feel him like running the channels, holding the ball up, getting in behind. You know what I mean?
I agree. I think for this game specifically, we need some physicality. I know Rossini
midfield.
Yeah, I know we haven't seen too much from Rossini's two-striker system, but later on this season, I would not be surprised if we see like two partners like a 4-2 diamond basically. We have three midfielders, 110, and then two strikers for specific games. I would not be surprised at all. And then maybe you have the Neto, like meaning Neto can still play as a striker, like just in the front too. So he could be running in behind. Then you can play João Pedro if that's needed.
Yeah. Also, Napoli's form at the moment. Their last game, they lost to Juventus, didn't they? 3-4-0.
Their form's not great this league.
They are.
I haven't watched enough of
absolute
Napoli to know how good they are, but I know Lukaku come off the pitch as well at some point. So
Well, I think earlier in the stream, people were saying that they've got quite a few injuries as well. So
yeah,
you know, Napoli have 11 injuries. Fucking hell.
Yeah. The whole Jam, I'm telling you, the whole team is injured. The most important centre back is injured. I think Noah Lang just left, the left wing. He just left. I think McTominay should be available. He's the only one that should be available. KDB is injured. Lukaku's up and down.
It just said now that Milinkovic Savic is out sidelined as well, along with Neres.
There you go.
They've lost another two. Fucking hell. They've got loads of injuries.
Yeah.
They're fucked.
So, Jem, they just play a mid to deep block, and then they play on the transition usually.
So their last team was Højlund up front, and then they had. I'll just show you because I don't even know that team. That team looks weak for Napoli, but I don't know if that's a good team because I've not seen some of these players. But you might know better. But I'm looking at this Napoli team on paper. That was their team last time. You see it in the corner. They've got Meret in goal. What is that back three? Jesus, Borgono, and Di Lorenzo. I know Di Lorenzo. And then they've got Gutierrez, Lobotka, McTominay, Spinazzola. I know about him. Elmas, Vergara, and Højlund. Are you serious?
Yeah, that's a joke. It's a joke.
I mean, Benji, I don't know if you know him any more than me in this, but is there anyone we should be if that was the team again? Is there anyone we should be worried about?
No.
No.
I'd say McTominay maybe, but that's just because of what I've seen from form from last year. But to be honest, I just don't know much about them this year, really. So
no, but still, he hasn't really kicked on in terms of form. Now people are probably gonna say, "Oh, but he has GA." I couldn't give two fucks about GA. I'm just thinking about his performances. The performances is not really looking great for Napoli at the moment. Even though you could technically say they are still in the title race, I don't really think they're all that. Like if we don't beat them tomorrow, I just think that's embarrassing.
But I think what Nonny Steven said here is going to work in our favour. They won't sit back. If they're going to come and play, that's going to be a problem for them. We're going to play them out. I want them to come out. I don't want them to sit back. I want them to come out and give us the space to attack. Do you know what I mean? But we've got to be on our game. We've got to make sure our passes are slick, doing what we need to do, linking up, play well, playing balls quickly over the top. And this is why I think Enzo Fernandez will play in that 10 again, and we'll play with Esteval, I think, because that's what I love about Esteval. I've noticed every time we get the ball into the midfield or around Enzo, Esteval's on the run already. He's thinking about getting in behind, I love that about a player. He's not always ball to feet. He's always trying to do different
elite players, though, Jem, isn't it? Enzo will then see that and just go, "Okay, great. He's on the same wavelength as me." I think that's been difficult. Is that you've got mediocre players who aren't, then you're like, then it's stop-start. Whereas if you've got someone who's already going, it's like, yeah, it's great.
This should also work in Pedro Neto's type of game as well, in terms of being direct and running in behind. He should be also on the other side, just holding the width and attacking the space. And so headbutts Lukaku. I don't think he'd be able to reach him if he headbutt and he's fucking bent. I mean. But listen, this is a good time to be playing Napoli, that's for sure. And up against Conte as well. Let's be serious. That is a typical Conte lineup. 3-4-3. You couldn't have got any more Conte with that lineup. Not going to lie. But interesting. We're going to have to do the countdown and everything tomorrow anyway. And we'll see more about who's available, who's around, and everything else that we need to, along with maybe a transfer topic as well to talk on. So we won't do score predictions or nothing because we're going to be back tomorrow.
Yeah, that's fun.
If there's anything else, really, it's been quite an easy, smooth one today. Nothing too much. Obviously, good to see Benji back in here. Hopefully, he'll be around tomorrow as well. Check him out.
Good to see your mansion.
Yeah, Benji's mansion as well. Gittins for Napoli would be good. Apparently, yeah, maybe that could be a problem. But at the end of the day, we've got a good enough team to go there and win 2-3. I wouldn't be shocked if we won 2-3-0 tomorrow if they're that bad their lineup. You know, however, would I be shocked if we go 1-0 behind over something stupid like a Lukaku hits him in the side of the head, hits the post and goes in or something? No, it wouldn't surprise me because it'd have to be him, right, out of everyone.
One thing I can say about him, he's not really the same. He's fucking heavy. I'm not gonna say the F word, but he is fucking heavy. Jesus Christ. Nah, that motherfucker is heavy. He is heavy. He doesn't really jump the same. He doesn't
even run the same, does he? Liam Rossini press conference in 10 minutes. Oh yeah,
All
shit.
right.
Forgot about that.
Well, fellas, I gotta go. I got practice now. That's why I changed.
See you later, Benji.
See you later.
I saw GT just cooking me in the chat. That's fine. Well, love everybody and peace out.
See you later, Benji.
Yeah,
Take
Benji.
care. I would have stayed, but
I know. I thought the press conference was earlier today because when GT told me earlier, I thought, I've really mucked this up. So I'm going to have to go in a sec.
Yeah, so, you know, all he's probably going to tell us is that
It'll
everyone's
probably
fit.
just help us out really for tomorrow with who's going to be in the team. We can then do kind of lineup predictions properly before the game anyway. So it'll probably work out better because then we'll know fully if Cole Palmer's going to play or not anyways. So...
Yeah, let's all go and watch it. Let's all have a chill one tonight. We've done over an hour for this one, guys. And tomorrow we'll hit it hard. Countdown. Make sure you're here. We'll be here an hour and a bit before the game. It's usually a busy one tomorrow, so make sure you're here. Big game for Chelsea. Will they qualify automatically, or will they have to play someone in the last? Is it? I don't know what they call it, but they'll have to play one more game most probably. But all right, guys, we will see you later. Up the Chels, catches tomorrow, and we'll see you soon. Make sure you smash the likes before you leave as well, guys. Smash the likes. Let's go. Big up.